Hello, it is Tegan at Upcycling Adventures, and today I am going to walk you through how to cover a box with old book pages. This is a great craft to use up some of these boxes that everything comes in now from Amazon or wherever, even from the grocery store. And especially if you need storage, it's nice to have something on your shelf that matches, right? Even if they're not the same shape and size. If they're all covered in the same thing, they blend and it goes. So the tools you're going to need for this, you're going to need, the big important one is a hot glue gun. You don't need one as big and fancy as this. You can use the smaller ones. You're going to need an old book. You're going to need scissors. You're going to need glue sticks. I also used a pen knife to trim up my boxes, but you could use scissors. A pencil is always handy as well. And that is about it. Oh, also I used craft paper, or I actually used an old grocery bag, paper grocery bag for this as well. So, yep. So now, let me show you how to do this. Okay, so to make this project, first thing you're going to do is you're going to prep your box. So here I have a box that I've already prepped. You can see it's an Amazon box, or I've started the prepping process. So what I've done is the little flaps, I've cut those off with a pen knife carefully, and then I have started to cover the raw edge of where those flaps were. So I'll show you how I do that. We're going to do that with the hot glue gun, just like we're going to do most of this project. So we're going to see about what size the flap is, kind of measuring it out here, and then we're going to cut it to the right size. So you can kind of see, I'm just lining it up and cutting it to the right size. It might be a little big actually. You just place it in there, see if it fits. You can see there that it's kind of a little too big. I'm going to cut a little bit off. Does not have to be a precise science. Could measure the inside exactly, but you know. Okay, so I have it about the right size. Now I'm going to put a bead of hot glue across here. Just like that. Stick it in. I'm going to grab something to help flatten that hot glue so it's not a big bulky bead, but it will instead be a little bit spread out, a little flatter. So there we go. So now I'm going to flip it over to the other side of the paper I just glued on, and there's of course hot glue strings, because that's, you know, life with hot glue. And now I'm just going to run a bead of hot glue here and flip it over just to hide that cardboard there. And there we go. So now I have it hidden, or I've covered that edge on all of the sides of this box. And now I'm actually, on this box, I'm going to cover the bottom. You may not need to do this depending on what your box looks like, or if it matters to you or not. But I don't really want this to show because it's just, yeah. So I'm going to take a piece of a paper bag. I'm going to trace around my box with a pencil, just to get an idea of what size to cut it to. So you can faintly see what I have there. And then I'm going to cut just on the inside of that line. Now I'm going to show you, this is the piece I traced, and now I'm just going to cut it, or now I'm just going to hot glue it onto the bottom of my box. So I have my bottom covered so you can't see all the branding. And now I'm going to start putting the other layers of book over this. But I'm going to show you, I already have a pile ripped here. I'm going to show you though how I did that, which is, I wanted to keep them all about the same size. So I did use a ruler to make them between like 1.5 inches to 1 inch. And that, I'm just going to count that as loss. But so then I took, it depends on the book and the pages, but I took about 2 or 3, and then you just rip like that. Very simple. And then some of those aren't going to be as usable, but there you go. So to put it around your box, you are going to start at this top lip, and you're going to take some, not all of these have rough edges, so like some of these are rough and some I cut. So the ones I cut, I'm making sure to put those below. I like the look of the rough. And I'm gonna just start pretty close to the top here. And I'm gonna start on this corner actually. So I'm going to have it go around the corner because I don't want to see, I want to start going around the corner because I want to make sure that I have a piece of paper that covers the corner. Instead of like ending on a corner and then having it bare, I want to go around the corner. Oh, I need a glue stick. So I'm just using the glue stick to glue it down, and then I am flattening it again with this. I want to minimize the amount of bulk. And I'm not obsessing about how straight it is or how straight to keep it even. Strings. Glue strings. So, yep, I'm just gluing it on. And so now I'm going to take the next one. I'm going to try and match it somewhat in size as much as I can. But the variation is also what makes it fun. And sometimes too, like if I have like a big chunk of white and I don't really want that showing, I'll just rip it, no big deal. And then I'll stick it on. And then I'm gonna go around the corner there. So I did get a little hot glue right there that's actually showing. Once again, not a huge deal, just gonna make it matte instead of shiny, and by touching it and messing with it a little, and then yeah, moving around to the other side, a little bit of hot glue down. Now I'm gonna put this down, flatten it here. I'm going to repeat the process around this corner. Like this one looks nice. Sometimes I'll kind of crease the paper in preparation to go around the corner. One of the reasons I use the dowel is because with hot glue, you can burn yourself. And if you've ever worked with hot glue, like not a low temp hot glue gun, you know what I'm talking about. It will burn you through the paper, or you'll at least be able to feel it, and it will be uncomfortable through the paper. So I rounded that corner. For the most part, I put it on the box, but you can also stick it on the paper in situations where you aren't 100, you just can't remember where on the box it was going to end. All right, I'm going to round this last corner. Strings off. Okay, so you can see here how I just went around and I just overlapped where it was. So now I have it all the way around, and you can see that it's not even, like, you know, there's a gap there. But essentially now I'm going to start the next layer, and I could start it from the same side, or I could go to another side. And also, so I mean, we have the book pages, but there are other options as well. Like you could use ripped craft paper or paper bags, like on this one. It's kind of a nice contrast. You could use scrapbooking paper or something in there as well, or you could also give it contrast by keeping, like if the book has some pictures, keeping the pictures on it if you wanted. The choices are yours. So essentially what you're going to do, you're just going to keep doing that all the way around and starting back over once you finish off. Oop, other beautiful decor. And then, yeah, when you get to the bottom, just level it off. Try to make sure it's level across the bottom. And there you go. That's all you do. It's not too complicated. Just takes a little bit of time. So, okay, I hope that that was somewhat helpful. I think they're really cute. I look forward to having them around for a while, and it's nice to know it's all recycled material. So if they get ruined, or if I get sick of it or something, I can just recycle it. It's great. It's a great thing. Or at least it's mostly biodegradable. So anyway, I hope that if you have any questions, you will leave them down below. I hope that if you enjoyed this video, that you will like it. You know, that little thumbs up business. And then also, if you would subscribe, that would be great. So, all right, I hope you have a great day.